Aung San Suu Kyi was born on June 19, 1945, in Rangoon, Burma, now known as Yangon, Myanmar, at a time when the country was on the brink of independence from British colonial rule. Her father, General Aung San, was one of the most respected leaders in Burma's struggle for independence and a symbol of national unity. But Suu Kyi's life changed dramatically when she was just 2 years old. In 1947, her father was assassinated along with several members of the newly forming government. His death left a deep mark on the nation and on his family. For young Suu Kyi, growing up meant carrying the legacy of a father she barely knew but whose influence shaped the future of her country. Her mother, Daw Khin Chhi, later became an important public figure and diplomat, instilling in her daughter a sense of responsibility and public service.
During her teenage years, Suu Kyi moved with her family to India when her mother was appointed Burma's ambassador to New Delhi. Living abroad exposed her to new political ideas and cultures. She attended school in India and later continued her education at Oxford University in the United Kingdom. At Oxford, she studied philosophy, politics, and economics, subjects that deepened her understanding of governance and social systems. Friends remembered her as thoughtful, calm, and deeply interested in political philosophy. After graduating, she spent time working for the United Nations in New York and later married British academic Michael Eris. The couple built a quiet life together and raised 2 sons, while Suu Kyi remained largely outside the political spotlight. For many years, it seemed her life would remain far from the turbulence of Burmese politics.
In 1988, Suu Kyi returned to Burma to care for her ailing mother. What she found was a nation in turmoil. Widespread protests had erupted against the military government that had ruled the country for decades. Citizens demanded democratic reforms and an end to authoritarian rule. Inspired by the legacy of her father and the aspirations of the people, Suu Kyi stepped forward as a voice for peaceful change. She began addressing large public gatherings, calling for democracy, nonviolent resistance, and respect for human rights. Her calm demeanor and powerful speeches quickly captured the attention of the nation.
Suu Kyi became one of the central figures in the newly emerging democratic movement. She helped establish a political party that advocated for free elections and civilian government. Her leadership drew massive crowds and widespread support across the country. However, the military authorities viewed the movement as a threat. In 1989, Suu Kyi was placed under house arrest, confined to her home and cut off from much of the outside world. Despite these restrictions, she remained committed to her principles. From behind the gates of her home, she became a symbol of peaceful resistance.
Over the next 2 decades, Suu Kyi spent long periods under house arrest. Communication with supporters was limited, and she faced constant surveillance. During these years, she was separated from her family, even during moments of personal tragedy. Yet her determination did not waver. International attention grew as news of her situation spread. Supporters around the world viewed her as a symbol of courage and non-violent struggle. Her commitment to democratic ideals earned her global recognition and admiration. In 1991, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, honoring her efforts to promote peaceful political change.
For many people in Myanmar and beyond, Suu Kyi represented hope for a democratic future. Her speeches emphasized reconciliation, dialogue, and the importance of unity in rebuilding the nation. She often quoted philosophical ideas about freedom and responsibility, urging citizens to pursue change without violence. Her message resonated with those seeking a peaceful path toward political reform. Over time, international pressure increased on Myanmar's military government to allow greater political participation.
In 2010, Suu Kyi was finally released from house arrest. The moment marked a turning point in Myanmar's political landscape. She resumed public engagement and later participated in parliamentary elections, where her party won significant support. In the years that followed, she took on a leadership role within the civilian government structure. While constitutional limitations prevented her from formally becoming president, she served in a position that made her the country's most influential political leader. For many observers, this period represented the beginning of a new chapter for Myanmar.
As Myanmar navigated political transition, the country faced complex challenges involving ethnic tensions, security issues, and governance reforms. These events drew intense international scrutiny and debate about leadership, responsibility, and human rights. Suu Kyi's role during these crises became the subject of global discussion, reflecting the difficult realities of governing a nation with deep historical divisions and powerful military institutions. Her reputation, once universally celebrated, became more complicated as observers examined the challenges of leadership in a fragile political environment.
In February 2021, Myanmar experienced another dramatic political shift when the military seized power and detained civilian leaders, including Suu Kyi. The event plunged the country back into political turmoil and sparked widespread protests. Once again, Suu Kyi found herself at the center of a national crisis, a figure whose life story had been intertwined with the struggle between military authority and democratic aspirations.
The story of Aung San Suu Kyi is deeply connected to the modern history of Myanmar. From the daughter of an independence hero to a symbol of democratic resistance and later a controversial political leader, her journey reflects the complexities of a nation striving to define its future. Her life illustrates the powerful influence individuals can have in shaping political movements, as well as the difficult realities leaders face when ideals confront the challenges of governance.
Even today, the story of Aung San Suu Kyi remains unfinished. Myanmar continues to grapple with political tensions, and the questions surrounding its path forward remain unresolved. For many observers, her life represents both the hopes and the struggles of a nation seeking stability, justice, and freedom. The legacy of Aung San Suu Kyi is therefore not a simple story of triumph or defeat, but a reflection of history itself, complex, evolving, and deeply human.